Welcome to the Rated G for Gamers podcast, episode 82. Just a reminder, folks, that you can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Google Plus at Rated G for Gamers, and you can always email us at ratedgforgamers@gmail.com. We do appreciate all the love. I'm your host, Dave Rotino. This is my co-host, Dan, the podcaster, formerly known as Classic Robinson.
What's going on, man?
Had a lovely weekend. The weather was nice. Hit up a concert in Central Park.
You went out with the lady.
I did. I got to meet some of the family, which is very nice. Her sister and her sister's husband.
Wait, what concert did you see? I know you said we went to a concert, but you didn't tell me who was playing.
So just about every year, They Might Be Giants play a show, either in Central Park or in the Brooklyn Band Shell. These guys have been around since like the late '80s. They've just been making music, and they make great music. And they put on these shows. They're a little more kid oriented, so it's kind of like a family day. It's in the afternoon. Bring your kids. Free show. So that was kind of cool. There was like a bunch of us hanging out and whatnot.
That's cool.
Yeah.
While you were with your lady going to a free concert in Central Park, I was holding it down with a lady friend of my own at the Long Island Retro Gaming Expo.
Yes. I did want to go. I couldn't make it. I was kind of tired, so I tapped out.
You were tired. You were tired up. Listen, I held it down. For the both of us.
The
first time we missed last year.
We did.
So this is the first time I actually went to the Long Island Retro Gaming Expo. It was a little smaller, if you've been to Portland or, I've seen pictures of the Arizona Expo. This one is significantly smaller. However, it's still pretty good. We had a good time.
Yeah. I mean, it's in a aviation museum on Long Island.
So if you don't find a game you want to play, you can actually go and learn about, the history of aviation. No, listen, they had like this whole so on the first floor you walk in and it's nothing but vendors, right? It's just vendors, you can buy your retro games and stuff. Just pretty much the whole first floor. And then even when you go back into like the cafeteria area where, you could just like tables you could sit down and eat, it was all vendors over there too. So the first floor is just like full of vendors.
Nice. They packed them in.
There's like a section on the first floor, a side section, where they were holding tournaments, actual just like full-fledged tournaments. I didn't get a chance to go into there. I didn't get a chance to see anything over there. I did go pretty late. Also on the second floor was you could play all the games. And second floor was pretty awesome because they sort of had like this dark hallway full of arcade games and just regular games in cases like Super Nintendos. They had like just a row of like 4 or 5 Super Nintendos with different games. Atari Jaguars. It was awesome. We had a pretty good time. I got to show my lady. I was like, "This is what a Vectrex is," and I've been trying to buy one, but it's so effing expensive.
Right. You were telling me you're like, oh, it's only $55. I'm like, I'll take that Vectrex.
No, so the guy had the wrong price in the box. So I'm looking at all the boxes, and I'm like, a Vectrex 55. So what he did is, after every price, he puts like a dash. I don't know why. That dash was supposed to be a 0. So I was like, $55? Is that including everything? And he was like, oh, no, sorry. It's supposed to be $550.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, no, I'm good.
You were trying to get that really good deal.
I was trying to get that real good deal. Listen, we had a pretty good time. And then on the third floor, nobody really cared. PC games. Nobody cared. Nobody really went up there. I'm sure
you didn't go up there. Everybody else went up there.
Well, in defense, I did go up there by accident, and it was just like sort of like 2 or 3 tables with like full of computer screens. There wasn't a lot of people up there.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
I don't know what type of games they had up there. In fairness, so. But overall, I thought the show was pretty cool. I hope that we can go as a team next year and find some awesome finds.
Oh, most definitely.
I just want to get into a little bit of what I found. what I picked up at the Long Island Retro Gaming Expo. It's weird to say it. It's 10 times size. Long Island Retro Gaming Expo.
All right.
Lay it down. They need to abbreviate that.
LIRGE.
Yeah, there we go.
LIRGEP. Long Island Retro Gaming Expo pickups.
There you go. So, I gotta say, the vendors, look, a lot of the prices were sort of, eBay prices, retro gaming store prices. Didn't get a lot of great deals. I mean, I did glance at a lot of those buy two, get one free deals, but a lot of those games I already had.
Right.
We already have.
The commons.
Yeah, a lot of commons. I'm sure if I were to really looked in depth, I could have found a bunch of stuff and I could have bought, but you don't go to these things to buy, shovelware. You come get a good deal on the big stuff, right? So I got a chance. I talked to a few people. I've been looking for a Sega CD version, Model 1. I keep saying version 1. Model 1.
It is Model 1, yeah. Very hard to find. Very hard to find.
Well, no. Let me rephrase. It's very hard to find working.
Yes, because the lasers keep crapping out.
And the belt. And
the belt too, yeah. So people keep got to repair, and people keep having to repair them, which costs a lot of money. So, you can find them. They're probably not going to be in working condition.
I didn't find that. I was looking for Tails Adventures for the Game Gear. People kept trying to G me in the head like this is super rare. I can get it for like $20-$30 on eBay. I mean, it is rare. I'm not saying it's not rare. But it ain't like Flintstones 2 rare. It ain't like Chippendale Rescue Rangers 2 rare. Jeez. So I was just like, someone tried to beat me in the head for $45. It's like,
$45. Wow.
Yeah, I was like, nah, I'm good.
You looked up those prices online real quick, and you're like, that doesn't compute.
No. I'm good. Right now, I'm watching it. Right now, I'm doing a little watch me thing on eBay for $14. I'm sure that I'll go up to like 30, if even. Right.
Yeah, that is the pro tip always. And to add on top of that too, if you are checking prices, because sometimes, especially at like the Goodwills now, they'll basically just punch in online, the name of the game for whatever system, and they'll go, oh, it's trending at this, it's going for this, right? But that's what people are selling it for. That's not necessarily what people are buying it for, right? So there is an option underneath the filters to look at completed sales, right? So that's really what people what the going rate is for it. This is what people are willing to pay right now for this game. And a lot of the times they'll be a little bit off.
So, listen, and I had the worst possible scenario. I had like bad reception. Like we both had bad reception.
Oh,
I have AT&T and she has Verizon.
No.
And
guys have to get off those iPhones. Let me tell you.
Well, she has Android, so you have no excuse, Mister.
I don't know. She's got to get a new phone.
If we both didn't have reception, that means Dave wouldn't have had anything because he has Google service. So they're nowhere in Long Island.
It's Sprint and T-Mobile.
Whatever.
I get two networks. All right.
You got two networks who are horrible. So you get
they're fine. I never have any problems with reception.
You know what? Come to the Retro Gaming Expo. We'll see.
Well, all right, next year.
What I did pick up was I got me a Wavebird controller for the GameCube.
Very nice. Those are the wireless controllers. Sans the Rumble.
I won't say how much I paid for it, but I paid a little under ask.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the best deal, but it was a pretty good deal. I got that, and I found, and you never guess, I'd be surprised, an Atari 2600 Junior, pretty much complete, not the box, but I got the two knobs, two joysticks, the number pad.
Wait, the two knobs?
Yeah, it comes with knobs. Those
paddles?
Paddles, whatever.
Knobs, paddles?
Not my generation. Sorry. Not my generation.
Knobs. Are you kidding me?
It's knobs. I call it knobs.
Oh my god.
I called it knobs.
Wow.
Well, listen. She called it knobs to be fair, so I kept with the knobs.
You didn't want to make her feel bad, so you're like, yeah, fine, they're knobs.
So I kept calling it knobs too. So now it's stuck in my head. I got the little two knobs. There's two knobs.
Okay. Okay.
And it comes with he had the original adapter, the power adapter for it.
Really? The little the thing that's screwed in, the little
No,
fork prongs.
no, no. It's hard to find the Atari. Well, it's hard to find any of these Atari Juniors with like the original, like the power brick, the original power brick.
That yeah, right. The power cord. Okay.
So
Nice.
Came with everything.
Nice.
And he wanted like $30.
Mm-hmm.
So the best deals I can say that came from here were from people selling from their personal collections, not the vendors just trying to get rid of the shovelware, trying to get rid
of course.
But definitely the people selling personal collections. Pro tip: when you
Mm-hmm.
go to these shows, always ask, "Hey, do you have a store? Is this your personal collection?" Because if it's the personal collection, they're trying just to get rid of it. Stores, they have a quota to make, right? So
They do.
they have overhead. They have to pay employees.
Sure, and we're not faulting them or anything, but they're
no. But if you're looking for a deal,
yeah.
if you're looking for a really good deal, the best way is you can negotiate with people who are selling their personal collections.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a great deal with that. So he threw in 2 free Atari games. He's like, hey, yeah, you know what? You want some Atari games? Yeah, take it.
Can't beat that.
You sell them for like $1.
Yeah. Well, you can go ahead and get your 20th version of Missile Command.
I got like some Jungle Book or whatever it was called.
Jungle Hunt.
Yes.
Jungle Hunt is awesome. I love that game. I used to have that for the Commodore 64. That game was awesome.
Well, you could tell the Atari passed me by. Like I was a lot of people grew up with their Atari in their house. I never had an Atari in my house. I'll be honest, I never even played an Atari game. An original 2600. I mean, I played it in arcades, but I never actually played it at home with the joystick and the paddles.
Yeah, the paddles, right?
AKA knobs. AKA knobs.
Oh, we had all that. We had the little joystick. We had the 2 joysticks. We had the 2 paddles for Pong. We had it because my brother wanted it, and he was a couple of years older than I was, and I got into video games super early. So I remember playing the Atari even before the Nintendo for a good couple of years.
Wow.
Yeah. Good times.
So I picked that up. I also picked up because I needed to leave with a game, right? I needed to leave with at least one game. I had a budget. I did come here on a budget, so I wasn't looking to spend a lot of money. But I couldn't pass up the Wavebird, and definitely couldn't pass up the Atari 2600. Real quick, what I didn't tell you before we started recording. So when I saw, because you know me, right? We've been doing this for a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, about that.
So when we go to conventions, you know what my routine is. My routine is to just walk around, take a look at everything. I'm not committing to anything. I'm just, I'm not even really doing any in-depth searches in the boxes. I'm just taking a quick survey of who's who's a store, who's, selling a personal collection, what do they have. And I usually make one go around everywhere, and then I come back around for a second and third time to when I'm actually eyeing things that I want to buy.
Right.
But I want to make sure that it's not, expensive over here and then cheap over there, right? So I don't want to make an impulse buy.
Right. The last thing you want to do is spend, $30 on Cobra Triangle and then walk down and some guy's got it for 15.
Yeah. So you know me. So I did eye the Atari Junior, and I saw the price, and I was like, "That's awesome." Let me just do and that was my first go around because it was like one of the first or second vendors you see when you walk in, and then I did a go around, and I came right back to it, and there was like some kids and his mom looking at it, and I was like, "Don't say anything, don't do anything, just look at the games, stay near." And he was just like, "I want it," and the mom was just like, "You have no idea what this is. This is when I was a kid." And then he was like, "But it's $30. And he's just like, no, let's go look at some more stuff when we come back. And as soon as they left, I scooped it up. I was like, no, there's no coming back.
Getting in there. Yeah.
There's no coming back. Yeah. Screw that. So I picked that up.
If they wanted it, they would have bought it.
Also, on Friday, I picked up the infamous Night Trap.
You got it for the limited run sale?
Oh no! What? Don't get me started. No, we will get into that in the convo of the week.
Because I got a copy.
Rant.
I got a copy of Night Trap. I managed to get one for the limited run sale, but I got the PC version. Which, funny enough, is still on sale.
I will get into my limited run rant when we get into our convo of the week.
Our limited run rant. We got some words.
We definitely do. But I will say, I picked it up for the 32X. I picked up the 32X version. Complete and near mint. The box has a little bit creases on the bottom, but near mint.
See, I don't even know that they made a 32X version until real. I didn't know they had a 3DO version up until real recently. I didn't know there was a PC version up until real recently. I thought it was just a Sega CD.
It was they had two Sega CD versions, and then they changed They had the first one that was a little bit more scandalous. The picture, the
front
artwork
cover picture,
the front cover, and
right.
then they changed it.
That's right.
And then they had the 32X version, which I'll be honest, I don't know what the difference is because it's still a Sega CD game.
Oh no! I can tell you what the difference is. The only real difference is that the video quality is higher, and the video window is a little bit bigger.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I mean, you get the extra power of the 32X there, but I think otherwise the game is identical.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So we got that.
So I got a couple of pickups. Obviously, I didn't go to the Retro Gaming Long Island Expo. I hit up the Goodwill in Manhattan on 14th Street, which usually has like the worst of the worst, but they actually had a pretty decent bin of stuff at okay prices. You know, usually it's about $5 a game. That includes sports titles, which is really weird. You know, I keep meaning to tell them, like, look, you're never going to move these at $5 a pop. I'm sorry. Unless it's the current year or the year before, you will never sell them for $5. Nobody is going to buy them. But anyway. So
that's not true. That's not true. People who are starting probably will pick them up because they're starting.
Yeah, maybe if they don't know and whatever.
Be honest. When we first started collecting.
No.
Really?
It's a sports title. I knew exactly. I mean, I used to work at EB back in the day, you know, and I know last year's sports titles are not valuable. The current year sports titles, like after a couple of months, get no money. You know.
Well, what was one?
They're going to come out year after year.
When we start going to garage sales, what was the one tip I told you? When we start going together, was it one of the tips I told you? Remember when we went to a store, when we were in the store area, we did our first garage sale together.
Yeah. I never want to see him interested in any of the games that are on the table.
You never want to see him interested in any of the games on the table. And if you want to bargain, it's always good to have more. And the best way to have more is to pick up the sports titles.
Right. And you position it to where, like, look, you know,
I'm taking all of this off your hands.
Yeah, I'm taking all this off your hands. You know, and they go, oh, well, you know, because they know it's not going to move. Nobody wants Barbie hairstyle. Nobody wants Madden 08. Nobody wants Barbie hairstyle. And nobody wants Voodoo Wins for the original Xbox. I mean,
well, okay.
Whoa. I don't know where that came from. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Relax, okay, buddy. Relax. You went too far on that one.
Sometimes these things just slip out. I'm sorry.
You don't put Voodoo Vint and Barbie in the same sentence. I'm sorry. Different quality games.
I apologize. It slipped out. So anyway, so I did manage to pick up Empire Total War for the PC for like $2, which is fantastic. I ain't gonna say anything about that. I picked up God of War 3, which I didn't have in the collection, surprisingly. Dance Dance Revolution Supernova 2.
Wait, they God of War 3, the original one for PS3 or a remake for PS4?
The original one for PS3.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. I picked up The Last of Us for PS3, not the PS4 remaster.
Did you play the game?
I don't have a PS3 yet, so
okay.
Building up the collection. I'll eventually get around to getting a PS3.
Backlog. Gotcha.
I have a PS4, have a PS2, have a PS1. PS4 can't play PS3 games.
No.
PS3 can play PS2 games depending on the model and can play PS1 games. PS4, I believe, can just play PS4 games.
Original model.
That's right. The original model had it built in. Yes. You can download games from the virtual shop for sure. So I suppose I could download The Last of Us on PS4 digitally for the PS3. Or I could just get the remaster, but
Yeah, the remaster comes with. First of all, if you're gonna play The Last of Us, just get the remaster.
Might as well play the remaster.
Because you have the standalone deal. You have the DLC that was phenomenal with that too. So
Right. Okay, we'll do. I also picked up The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess for the Wii. I have the remaster on the Wii U, which I'm already in the middle of. Got to pick that up again. I picked up Nights into Dreams on the Wii. It's a nice little weekday pickup. And like I said before, Night Trap for the PC. Because it was the last thing they had in stock, so I took it.
And it's still in stock.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Actually, do you remember that B.O.B. game for Genesis?
Yeah, you were the robotic bug.
You were like the robotic bug. I actually picked that up in box, complete, and not really mint condition. My guy's like $12.
It's a solid title. Yeah.
So
I would recommend playing it. Yeah.
I never even heard of it. I was just like B.O. Bob. Was it Bob? What is this Bob game?
Yeah, B.O.B. Yeah. They made it for Genesis and Super Nintendo.
Really? I didn't even know it was Super Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, what have you been playing lately?
I've been rocking Tekken 7 still.
You are a big Tekken fan.
I'm challenging competitors online. No, I haven't beaten it yet.
Still haven't beaten it. How far did you get on hard mode? Because Dave,
I think I bumped it down to medium, honestly.
Okay.
I think I did. But I mean, I'm like halfway through it or whatever. But that's not really the draw of the story mode so much. I'll get through it. I think I got about another 5-6 missions left, and then it's over. I did all the side ones that came unlocked, so all that's cleared out.
So Dave was playing Tekken 7 online. Is there any way that you're gearing up for competitive play? Are you trying to get nice? Are you secretly trying to get nice so you can like enter tournaments?
If my gaming session on Friday is anything to say about it, that is a hard no. No, I got my ass handed to me like thoroughly.
Maybe you just need an arcade stick.
Maybe. I would not be opposed. I actually hold the controller now, kind of like it's an arcade stick. I have my fingers like top down on it.
Don't break it.
No, it's fine. No, the Xbox controllers are really, really sturdy. They can take.
Oh yeah, far cry from a Nintendo 64 controller playing Mario Party.
I know, right? You'll fucking break that stick in a minute.
I know. And sorry, people. Nintendo is no longer replacing its sticks on the N64 controller.
Wait, what? Really? I just set mine in. Damn
You'll never get it back. I don't even know that address even exists anymore.
Yeah, right? It's some old office now. It's owned like by HP or something. Like,
right, owned by Konami.
Keep getting N64 controllers from Brooklyn, New York.
I know. So, all right. I've been playing a few games. So I told you I'm back in Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna do a little bit of Zelda at a time. I don't want to get too immersed. I'm not going for Hyrule Castle. I'm trying to complete the map, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hitting like one area of the map and just trying to hit all the shrines. I have the huge map that came with the huge guidebook.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like a kid again because I'll open up the map and I'm like, I know there's a shrine over here somewhere. Where is this damn thing?
Yeah, right.
And
some of them are really hard to get to.
They are, and I'm like, well, actually, if you beat the air boss, the air dungeon, you have that ability to crouch down and jump up and fly.
Right,
sort of
and
like
you can kind of survey the area. Yeah.
So that's like the best thing you can do. Like if you're just getting into Zelda, try to beat that boss and the water boss, the elephant dungeon. Those are the two dungeons you need to really get around.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying to clear some areas out. I really want to clear all the areas. So I've been doing that. Also, I've been playing Prey, the demo on Xbox One.
Wait,
now I already own Prey.
What?
I already own Prey for PS4.
You bought it and you're like, I'm probably never going to play this.
I'm probably gonna never play it. I pre-ordered it a long time ago and totally forgot about the pre-order. So it came in the mail. I was like, "Oh crap! I pre-ordered this."
Why are you playing the
demo? All right,
demo?
because I was in the Xbox store looking at the sales, and I was downloading Xbox Gold Live games for free, And I was like, oh, there's a free demo for Prey. You know what? Am I ever going to pop this in my PS4 and load up however many gigs this is and actually play it seriously? I was like, well, you know what? Let me play the demo and see if I like it. And I'm probably never going to play this game. It's okay. I mean, I guess it's okay. I'm not going to get into the story of Prey. Everyone knows the story of Prey is. If you've played a demo, I used to say play the demo. The little alien things that can be anything that's supposed to scare you because they can be disguised as a garbage can or a cup, and you have limited weapons and you have this freeze gun that freezes them. But if you meet one of these big aliens, it freezes them, but it only holds them for a certain amount of time. So you really need to get like a real weapon to kill it because it's not going to kill it. I don't know. I just wasn't in the mood for this type of game. I don't know. It's something about this game. You can't really do it stealthy because the monsters can be disguised as ordinary garbage can or computer screen or something, right?
Okay.
So it's not like you could be stealth and move in. You don't know where they are.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I don't know if I like these isolation games where you're by yourself. There are no people to really talk to, and you're trying to figure out what's going on. I still haven't finished Gone Home. I need to just sit down maybe, and I got to be in the mood for those type of games. And maybe I just wasn't in the mood. The game just didn't pull me in. I got to be honest. So we did that. I've been playing that. I've been playing Crash, which has been very frustrating. The Insane Collection on PS4.
Mm-hmm.
Still
My
very
favorite
frustrating.
Game.
Yeah, you love that game so much.
I know. I do.
Just listen to our past episodes. So I've been playing that. It's been very frustrating. Don't know why it's so effing hard. I just don't know. I'll spend like an hour on just one board, just one level, trying to figure out how to beat this thing. And that's what save states. Imagine playing this as a kid when you couldn't save.
I don't remember the game being that hard.
Oh my god, it's hard.
All right, maybe. Maybe. I'll trust you.
And I'm being stubborn.
Mm-hmm.
Crash 2 and Crash 3 weren't as hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I've played a little bit of Crash 2 because my lady friend loves Crash.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I'm not touching Crash 1. That's too hard. And she's playing Crash 2. And I started playing Crash 2 with her. And I'm like, you know what? I really do dig Crash. It brings back that love I had for Crash. But I'm like sort of being stubborn. I'm not trying to beat 2 or 3 without finishing 1. And I'm like halfway through 1. I'm being Dave Rotino here, guys.
Are you?
Dave being super stubborn.
This is your Batman Arkham Asylum.
I know, but it's naturally on hard.
I don't know about that.
I can't dial it back.
I don't know about that.
Well, I'll
come over and beat it for you.
Yeah,
I
sure.
got you. I got you.
I want to see you get through the first. I want to see you get through the first couple of courses.
I got you. Done.
I've been playing some Disney Afternoon Collection on Xbox One as well. I have Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. I have Darkwing Duck. I have DuckTales 1.
Mm-hmm.
I've been really trying to play the games that I really have never played and will never buy if they stay the normal prices, which is DuckTales 2, Rescue Rangers 2, and Tailspin 2,
Mm-hmm.
right? No, not Tailspin 2. I already had Tailspin. No, it's just Rescue Rangers and DuckTales 2.
Right.
Those games.
I don't think there was a Tailspin 2.
No, it wasn't Tailspin 2. But those games are. Tailspin is just hard in general.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid plain.
Not the best of the lot, but fun.
So I've been playing that,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been trying to play Tacoma on Xbox One. No one told me that the Xbox One version was broken.
Oh,
so you can't.
Is it just the
broken.
Xbox One version
That I know of? Yeah.
So tell me, what's the big issue?
You can't play the game. It won't start.
Oh, it won't even boot up for you.
No, it boots up Tacoma, and then it says press A, and when you press A, nothing happens. I've uninstalled this game 3 times because
Mm-hmm.
like maybe my install was just faulty.
Right.
Nope. And I went on Reddit. Nope. Game is broken. Can't start.
I hope they put a patch out soon.
They better. I'm gonna get my money back.
Yeah.
Because I haven't played any of the game, so they can give me my money back right within 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I've been playing.
Oh,
and
that's right.
trying to
That's
play.
right. That's right. If you played less than 2 hours of a game, they will give you a full refund.
So I've been trying to. That's the games I've been playing and trying to play.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, let's take a break. And when we get back, we will talk about the latest news and we'll get into our limited run rant. And we're back. All right, let's get into the news. Nintendo heavy, I gotta say. It's been Nintendo heavy. Mm-hmm. Listen, after having a weak console for 4 years, right?
Yeah.
And all your news has been really speculation in the last, I would say, prior to the announcement, but when did the Switch get announced? January, right?
Yeah, something like that. January of last year, yeah.
Yeah, all of last year's news. Okay, I'll put it like this: all of last year's news was all speculation, right?
It was all Switch. Yeah, it was all this brand new
no,
console.
NX.
Oh, NX. The NX. That's right. The code name NX.
NX and Star Fox, which wasn't good news. So I feel like we've been in the Nintendo podcast for the last 10 weeks.
Well, I'm okay with that.
10 episodes.
I don't know about you, but I am okay with that. I am happy to see Nintendo on top.
I gotta say that you're an Xbox guy, I'm a PlayStation guy, but we can both agree we're both Nintendo guys.
Oh, 100%.
So, I remember as a kid watching Nintendo World Championships. Well, reading about it, I should say. I didn't watch it. I saw it.
Was that on TV?
I saw it in the movie.
Oh well, they did have a dramatization in the Wizard. Yeah.
So that was the first Nintendo World Championships when I was a kid
in 1990.
1990. They had it at E3 at 2015, I think.
That's
it was
right.
2015.
That's right.
So Nintendo World Championships is coming back.
Woo.
You would think it would be coming back for E3 maybe next year, but no, it's coming this year.
Yeah, very good. The qualifiers are very soon.
Well, yeah, Nintendo World Championships Part 3 actually be October 7th this year. The qualifiers, well, it's actually taking place in New York, so it's going to be here.
That's right.
So the wait, as a side note, where did the first one take place? I don't even remember.
Probably in California, I think.
Probably in California.
Or
I mean, the
Seattle,
second one,
maybe.
The second one was in California because it was at E3. No, LA. It was in LA. The second one was in LA because it was in E3.
Mm-hmm.
So the third one's gonna be in New York. The qualifiers are coming up soon. The first qualifiers start August 19th, which is next Saturday. Actually.
That's right. At a Best Buy in New York City somewhere, I think.
Best Buy in New York City. The funny thing is, if you qualify, you have to play Mario Kart 7 for the 2DS/3DS.
Which is weird, but okay. I don't know why they just wouldn't do Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, the deluxe edition.
Well, listen, I have no idea either. That seems a little weird that they're going to be going back to Mario Kart 7, but
yeah.
I would say, maybe the qualifiers are playing older games, and then, well, look, then when you play the Nintendo World Championships, right? You're playing a mix of old games and new games too, correct?
For the 2015s, they were all over the place. Yeah, I think Splatoon. I think that's when they basically debuted Splatoon. And then there was like a Legend of Zelda challenge, and yeah. I mean, they were kind of old and new.
So the qualifiers are with the 2DS, 3DS games. I'm sure we're getting a mix of of new and old games for the actual tournament.
Yeah.
Then the World Championships. They're going to be broken up into two groups. They're split into two groups, two age groups, 12 and younger and 13 and older.
Mm-hmm.
So if we should try out. We should try. We should go see the qualifiers and try it.
I'd have to brush off my DS and pop in 7. Or 3DS? Is it 3DS, right? Yeah.
3DS, yes.
3DS, yeah. Dust off my copy of 7. Because it's different. It's always like a little bit different. The tracks, obviously, there are some tracks from Mario Kart 7 in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But they are reworked and slightly different. So
It'd be a little weird to get smoked by a 14-year-old, right?
Yeah, right. You know that's gonna happen
because they got the age brackets. Yeah,
I know. I'm pretty happy about this though. Like I'm glad it's coming back again. I'm glad Nintendo's kind of doing something for the fans. I do have to say though, if Nintendo is sitting in their boardroom meetings and saying, "Look, we got a handful of things that we need to take care of. We can only do so many things." And one of those things is their online infrastructure. I would say, you know what, Nintendo? I'm fine if you don't put another NWC out this year. I'm fine. Just fix the online play, make it decent, and we'll be good, Which obviously is a much bigger undertaking than let's just have a competition with old school Nintendo games. So,
well, this came out of nowhere. I mean, I didn't even hear about this. Did you? I mean, I just thought
about the about this new 2017 one. No, it kind of just like we're gonna do another competition.
Yeah, I think it could have been served better if it was sort of like, hey, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do Nintendo World Championships maybe in December, right? And do
have
it
a little bit more build up. Yeah, get a little bit of fanfare behind it.
Have a little bit more build up, a little bit more fanfare, and maybe do Mario Odyssey is like sort of the last game, right? Like the last game in the competition, or that I thought that would have been, I don't know. Maybe you can like do this in junction with the Video Game Awards. Well, maybe that would help the Video Game Awards more so than it would help Nintendo. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking of doing it in a bigger way because this sort of the news just came out and it was like nothing. Like there was, it was no big headlines from IGN. It was just just another day, another article. It just felt like it could have been some hype behind this, right? Because This is big. We don't get this every year. We don't get this. I mean, it took what 20 years 25 years for it to happen the second time.
Yeah. 25 years on the dot. Yeah.
So
I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
So I don't know. Just felt a little weird. But not everything is good for Nintendo. Recently, we found out they're being sued over the design of the Switch detachable controllers.
Oh boy. It sounds like a frivolous patent troll lawsuit to me. But
you would think so. However, if you take a look, at these guys, if you take a look at the Game Vice the stupid Game Vice that you can hook pretty much detachable controllers to hook it to your cell phone. They look like clunky Joy-Cons, to be honest. They look like big just big clunky Joy-Cons.
Yeah, I mean you can definitely find the pictures online easy enough. Yeah, they look like a less sexy Joy-Con. You're right.
Well, listen, Nintendo's no stranger to lawsuits. They got sued over the 3D screen on the 3DS, which they lost, and they had to pay like 0.1% of every unit sold to this guy.
Wow.
Which is one of the biggest reasons why I think they came out with the 2DS.
Right.
Because they don't have to pay him jack on that one. And they were probably really pushing the 2DS. And no one uses the 3DS anyway. Like the 3D part.
The 3D element. You're right, 100%. Yeah. Like I almost forget that little Switch is even there.
So they've been hit with a lot of patent lawsuits, and some got thrown out, some they've settled for undisclosed amounts. So I mean, this is a whole nother level of like legal mumbo jumbo that even goes over my head, because this is like a whole nother, like when you're a lawyer, like you could be any other type of lawyer you want, criminal, real estate, family law, but then to be like a patent attorney is just something totally different. Like
really?
It's like yeah, it's like another world.
Huh.
So I don't know anything about this. And let's not kid ourselves. Nintendo patents a bunch of stuff all the time in every country, right? And if they feel that you're infringing on their patent, they will take you to court. So we'll see if there's any meat in the bones to this. I mean, they even have a breakdown of they even broke down the inside of the Joy-Con and how it's similar to the breakdown of their sort of device. So there may be some meat on this bones to where Nintendo may have to pay out.
Really?
But they just know that they're gonna find a way to fight this tooth and nail because listen, the Joy-Con, like Nintendo is hot right now. They're not trying to lose steam, and they already have issues with supplies.
Right, yeah. I mean, it's not a good time. I don't think it's any good time for a lawsuit to come up, but it seems like it's really not a good time, especially with the holidays coming up real soon, and with the lack of Joy-Con supply right now, the lack of Switch supply in general.
Well, there was actually it was something else. There was some rumblings about I think the people manufacturing a screen going bankrupt.
Oh my god!
but that's different than like the parts that they use in the Switch that Apple uses in their iPhones. You can get another manufacturer to manufacture the screen. It's just that right now, I think that the company that's manufacturing the Switch screens are going bankrupt right now. So that's another issue that they have to take care of. So if they want to stay red hot, but let's stay with Amiibo because there was this big thing earlier last week about Amiibos unlocking certain parts of the game that's already in the game. Right, like hard mode.
This is the whole Metroid controversy that we talked about on the last episode.
Yeah,
right. Certain parts of the game are locked; they're already in the game. But you need the Amiibo to be like, look, here's a thing.
But this isn't really a thing because Amiibo apparently aren't required to unlock hard mode. Right. If you beat the game in your first run, you unlock hard mode.
Right, so you can get it through playing the game.
You can get it through playing the game as well.
But so it's still it still holds true that there is an Amiibo that will give you a free energy tank, yes?
I don't know.
That you wouldn't normally be able to get in the game. If I remember correctly, one of them will do that.
Really? I didn't know that. Which one? Was it the Metroid one? Or well, listen, there's only 4 Amiibo that work on this.
Right. It's one of those 4. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you have the original Samus. You have the Samus that's out of the suit.
Right, the Zero Suit one, the regular Samus in the various suit. I guess the little Metroid head, and maybe like
a new Samus that's sort of like in a kneel down position, loading up the blaster.
I'm surprised there's no like Mother Brain or Ridley or Kraid.
It's coming for Metroid 4.
Oh, it's gotta.
Metroid 4 Prime
has to be. So want a little Ridley.
So that you never know. That's definitely coming. But let's stay with Metroid. You're a big Metroid fan, as we discussed.
Oh, I love it.
So if I have the 2DS XL, and I like it. It's really good. I got to say, it does feel like a cheaper model. Like when you hold a 3DS XL, and it drives me nuts to keep saying that 10 times fast. 2DS XL, 3DS XL.
The new 3DS XL.
New 3DS XL. Yes, I forgot to say new. Sorry. The new 3DS XL does feel like a premium product compared to the 2DS XL. It does feel like a cheap piece of plastic, but it is a little lighter, so that's why I like taking it with me. Because
they shaved off a little bit from that top screen, I think.
Yeah, because I got enough in my tech bag to carry, so I want to keep it light. But I will say this new Nintendo 3DS XL Samus edition looks awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. It's orange with
orange and yellow.
Two-tone orange. Yeah, well, it's a two-tone orange on the front and then like a two-tone yellow on the backside. And it has Samus kind of in her like one of her iconic poses. If you're a Metroid fan, I would say pre-order it.
If you're a Metroid fan, you would be pissed that you're not getting this special edition actual 3DS game.
Well, that's a whole other thing. They do have no. We are getting a special edition. It's just not as good as the European one. Correct?
No. I'm talking about the actual game. The game is a special. You remember the game?
Yeah.
It's having a special edition one. And it has like it's shaped like a NES cartridge. Or something like that. Yeah, we're not getting that. We're just getting the game.
I thought we were getting. Oh well, maybe not.
No, we're getting a new Nintendo 3DS XL Samus edition for $200.
I'll take it. It's a little more expensive, but still.
Well, I already have a 2DS XL. I already have a 3DS XL.
Oh, please! You have a million different game systems, and you have a million different variants of those game systems. This is gonna make you upset.
I gotta be honest. I'm probably not gonna buy this. I want the special edition Samus Returns game. I don't want a special edition console.
Well, you can always pre-order from Europe. You can get the PAL version.
Get the PAL version. I don't want that. So
whatever.
So just like you, another Metroid fan, the guy that made that Project AM2R.
Another
Metroid 2 remake. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The one that Nintendo shut down.
Oh, that was so good. I managed to get it before it went under.
Oh, really?
You can still find it.
You did tell me that. You did tell me that.
Yeah.
You did buy it.
You can still find it out there. I'm like
download it.
3/4 of the way through. Yeah. Yeah, 3/4 of the way through. It's fantastic. So good.
So listen, I don't promote any type of piracy or just
same
copying, just using other people's IPs and making a game.
Mm-hmm.
But he did it, and you would think Nintendo would take them on. Like people make great sort of like repro type games or using, I don't know, like when people make a game,
like a mod or whatever.
When you're making a mod, like you can, if they do good work, you probably want to bring him into your team, right? But they just shut him down. That's it. But this guy is now working on Ori and the Will of Wisp.
Oh, the new Ori game. Yeah. And that it's very interesting. Ori is kind of a Metroidvania style game. You get new power-ups, you unlock different areas and whatnot. So I think it's a good fit for this guy. It's awesome that he got a job. More power to him.
Well, is that like the new trend now? Like you sort of make a game with a famous IP just to get notoriety, and then you get shut down.
That doesn't always work. I mean, I can name a handful of fan remake games that just got crushed under the weight of whatever company. There was famously there was some kids trying to make a 3D version of Chrono Trigger that got crushed. There was an updated 3D remake of the original StarCraft, like before StarCraft 2 was coming out. That got crushed. And now Blizzard has their own anniversary edition or whatever of StarCraft 1 remastered edition, which I think usually is the case, right? If a company's like bringing down the fire. And kind of, trying to take this like homebrew out of the picture, which by all means, if you're not making money on it, you should be able to kind of just put it out there into the world, I think.
Well, what about those guys that made that like Halo game?
Mm-hmm.
That Halo expired game. 343 didn't take them down. They said you could stay as long as you stick to the Xbox guidelines, the Microsoft guidelines, right? You can, and you're not monetized, and you're not getting monetized on it, then it's fine. And I'm sure they did that only because they know we're not getting Halo 6 for a while. We're not getting Halo 6 for a while.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, you're right. You're probably right. But it also looks good to the fans.
Yes.
Right. It's like, oh, hey, this company's not that bad. But
I'm sure. Nintendo took that down because they're like, nope, we got Samus Returns coming. We don't need anything interfering with this.
Yeah, exactly. We don't want any competition.
So Borderlands,
mm-hmm.
the Borderlands developers, Gearbox, they announced a new game recently.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't announce Borderlands 3, which everyone thought they would, and
it's about that time, I think. Yeah,
it's about that time. I mean, we know it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
We want to see something from it. We haven't seen anything from it. We haven't seen anything. We don't know when it's coming out, but it did announce a new fast-paced 1v1 first-person combat game.
Mm-hmm.
Not my thing. Really? That's not really something that I'm getting into. Is that something that you're like interested in? I mean, look, I like Borderlands 1 and 2.
I'm not really 100% sure what 1v1 first-person combat is. Is it just first-person shooter levels that are really small and designed for, 1v1 gameplay? I mean, it could be that could be kind of cool if they do it right, because like I'm usually used to like team battles, 4-on-4s, 5-on-5s, 6-on-6, or whatever it is, or 3-on-3s. You have kind of a little bit of a crew, and you can do that. Or I'm used to like the free-for-alls, every man for himself. Just kind of throw a bunch of guys in there. 12-man, 16-man scramble or whatever. I'm used to that stuff. The one-on-one combat is a different dynamic. So Like if the gameplay's good, if there's if there's a solid gameplay core to it, like I'll check it out for sure. Yeah.
Well, listen, once you sign up for the technical tests, it'll feature ranked mode, challenge mode, and arena mode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am definitely going to sign up for the beta.
So it's coming soon. We don't know when. Keep a lookout for that.
Mm-hmm.
So also another game that was just another game that was announced. I know I'm flipping on you right now. I'm not in order in our show notes, but another card game coming out. So we're not getting Half-Life 3. We're not getting Portal 3.
I don't think we're ever getting Half-Life 3.
But we're getting sort of like a card game.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was deflated on this. But in their defense, I got to say, Dota 2 sort of, that's making a lot of money.
Yeah. I mean, everybody was like, "Oh, it's just another League of Legends clone," but they're kind of making their own. They're making their own way, They're making their own unique game, and it's
so this is a Dota-themed digital trading card game developed by Valve. So yeah, no, we're never gonna get Half-Life 3.
No, I mean this thing kind of feels a little bit like Blizzard's Hearthstone, I think, with the whole like online trading card thing, or collectible card game, I guess in this case, because you can't really trade cards in Hearthstone. But yeah,
I got to be honest, I'm not much of a card game guy, person,
right.
It's that I try to get into it. Mm-hmm. It's just not me. I try to even get into the Witcher 3 card, the Witcher card.
Oh, Gwent.
Game.
Yeah.
Gwent.
Yeah.
I tried my best, and maybe I just didn't try. I tried on my own, right?
Yeah,
Maybe I didn't play with someone.
Oh, well, now I mean, now they have the standalone Gwent, which is the head-to-head thing, which is a little bit cooler. But like the trick to those games is that you really need to grind for the cards, right? You basically got to get the good cards. So when you play the game in Witcher 3, right? There's no way to spend real-world money to buy extra cards, right? Which is usually the thing of the whole card game. That's how they make their money is, people need to put money in to have a chance to get good cards. Because you're basically buying a blind pack. It could have a bunch of bum cards in there. Usually they guarantee like one or two like rare cards. So you're kind of getting a little bit for your money, but you never know what you're really going to get in the card packs. And that's, if you want to play competitively, like you need to put some money in. Or you can grind it out, like in the case of Hearthstone. You can play like every day and get a little bit of gold and a little bit of gold, and eventually you get a pack, and then you get a pack, Which I did. I did that for a little bit. It was kind of fun, but it takes a lot of time. Like you really got to stay on it. So I feel like this Artifact game is going to be the same thing. It could be cool. I'll probably give it a spin, I guess. Me and you should play though when it comes out. When you get your PC situated.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm willing to give any game a try. Like I even give stealth games a try over and over again. Right?
Yeah,
I'm willing to give anything a try. And listen, Assassin's Creed, the new Assassin's Creed game, I'm really stoked for it.
You're and for Origins, yeah.
And that's a stealth game, and you know how I am with stealth games.
I know.
I'm willing to try anything. I wasn't an online guy, but we played a Division, right? Mm-hmm. That's another game that we've been playing. We actually played. We've got to talk about that. I mean, that's just sort of a thing that we do at least once a week now.
Mm-hmm. It's great. I mean, I know a lot of people kind of were down on that game, but we're having tons of fun with it still.
I just want to know when they come out with Division 2, do we get to go to Staten Island?
Right? Yeah. Can we get all of Manhattan?
All right. So I know this is not really game related, but did you see they posted pictures for Deadpool 2, a look at Josh Brolin's Cable. He looks awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's definitely a good fit. Maybe not everybody's first choice for Cable, but I'll take.
He's definitely. Yeah. Spoilers. He's Cyclops' son. Spoilers. Just if you don't read the comic books.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought this would be an interesting question. I don't remember there being a game based on Cable. Like, is Cable even in a video game? And what would a Cable game look like?
I think Cable may have been in. He probably was in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, because everybody was in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I mean, yeah. Other than that, I don't know if he was in. I know he wasn't in the arcade game. I don't think he was in the Genesis games. He definitely wasn't in any of the Nintendo or Super Nintendo offerings. He wasn't in the PS1 fighting game. He may have been in Marvel Ultimate Alliance as a playable character. Or, yeah.
What would you want from a Cable game? Knowing what you know about Cable, what would you want from a Cable game? If they made a game about Cable. Because, look, if he becomes popular,
yeah,
right? If he, like, if
he's going to be the new Iron Man. He could be the new Iron Man.
I mean, you know, what could a cable game look like?
I'm
First-person
not
shooter.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and be honest. I don't know.
Doom.
I guess like is Cable's thing just like he's really good with weapons. What's his superhuman part?
What's his mutant
superpower? Yeah,
I'll be honest, I forgot. I'll be honest. He's
Well,
a time traveler, but he's really good with weapons. He's Cyclops' son from the future.
Okay. So he may have some laser abilities and whatnot. I could see him being in a first-person shooter. Sure, I could see him in like a Doom-like game. Sure.
I could see him. I could see him like a Doom, right?
Mm-hmm.
With like he'd be like a Duke Nukem Doom, a Duke Nukem meets Doom type of game, right?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like if they are going to do it, it's probably going to be a third-person action game, just like all the other superhero games are, and it's probably going to be very mediocre, sadly. But
so his mutant power is vast telepathic and telekinetic abilities.
Oh, okay. So he can kind of mind read like Jean Grey and Professor X, and
I don't think he's at that level, and he can create force shields.
Oh, sure.
Force shields too.
Okay. I would, if they put a Cable game out and it got some pretty decent reviews, I would 100% play it.
I can see it. I can see it as like a Doom clone,
mm-hmm.
with a story behind it.
Right.
All right. So let's talk about the Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
The Xbox One X coming out. Pre-orders soon.
Yeah, I am hotly anticipating draining my bank account so I can pre-order this puppy.
Dave is secretly not buying games because he wants. He's all in on the Xbox One X.
Unless the game costs $1, no, I have to save.
So if you have like their Insider program, the Xbox Insider program, you got sort of like a look at it. They launched a couple of days ago, sort of like their update look for the Xbox UI.
Mm-hmm.
It looks pretty clean. It's cleaner. This is something that they said they're gonna sort of launch officially like at the end of the year, but I think it's gonna come out with the Xbox One X with a new look, sort of like the Xbox.
That would make sense.
Sort of like the Xbox 360 sort of layout.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, first of all, this is like the third time they've changed the layout. It does not look like the original Xbox One.
Yeah. No, not at all. Not at all. It does look a little more like the 360. Yeah, when they kind of like laid out that stuff like side by side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and just for people who get like betas, like I try never to use like when Apple comes out, they have like the beta for the new operating system.
Right, because they always have problems.
It always has problems. It's a test,
Mm-hmm.
right? They're trying to do sort of like a stress test, right? To find the bugs, fix it, and then launch it officially without the bugs. So I try not to do that because if there are bugs, you're gonna have to wipe it clean and
Right.
You're gonna have to pretty much put it back to its factory settings and then do all the updates over again.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go through all that.
Right.
And I know someone who did that on their laptop. It's a nightmare. You have to back up. Make sure you have everything backed up.
Right.
Too. It's a side note. Computer podcast, PC podcast.
Well, I mean, I'm with you on the fact. It is like super clean. I think it looks good. I'm just gonna go ahead if I get the option to download it, I'm gonna jump in and download it because I don't like all of the clutter that's on the Xbox Live dashboard now, and I believe this is even more customizable, so you can kind of pin everything that you want to be on this like main screen. I think you can choose which screen you boot up into, right? Because they have like their like 5 different buckets. Now there's like a mixer tab, a community tab, entertainment, and then the store tab. You can choose where you want to go, which is kind of nice and get you to where you want to go quicker. So,
So that looks good. And while Xbox is doing that, PlayStation sort of there's like an update, the firmware update 5.0. It's leaked that's reported to have 1080p and 60 frames per second Twitch streaming support added to the PS4 Pro. And also you can you have the ability to block users. You can choose whether or not you want anyone or just existing friends to be able to follow your account.
I'm surprised they didn't have that already. That's weird.
So, well, we will have it soon, and they're going to launch it sort of with the new app. They're doing a big update to the Sony app, the PlayStation app. So we'll see. I don't really use the PlayStation app, or you know what? To be fair, I don't use any of the apps. I don't use PlayStation app or the Xbox app.
Nah, the Xbox app, I have both the 360 and the Xbox One app, and I don't think I haven't used them in like years.
I gotta be honest. I only use them sort of like if people send me messages and I'm not online, like I'm not
at home with the console on and all that.
Not even. I could be home, right, and watching TV or playing my Switch, and then somebody will leave me a message. Or most notably, I'll be watching like Netflix, right, and I'm like, I don't want to like minimize this and do that. I'll just go into my app and see what Dave said. So that's the only reason why I use any of the apps, to be honest with you.
Fair.
All right, let's get into our last story. Esports. It could be. I mean, esports is a big thing. It's coming. I mean, listen, the owner of the Patriots now Bob Kraft is the owner of esports team. 50 Cent
really
the esports team.
That's ridiculous.
So esports is a big thing, and it's coming. It's coming. So esports could be part of the Olympics in 2024.
Really?
The Paris Olympics. This could be joining.
Wow.
Listen. We could get a gold medal, okay? We could get a gold medal in wrestling. We could get a gold medal in basketball. And we could get a gold medal in Dota.
Yeah.
It's coming, man. It's coming.
Interesting.
And just so you know, I was just watching ESPN, and, and
ESPN does have coverage, yeah.
And guess what they had? They had Rocket League. Rocket League coverage.
Yeah, I mean, it is a digital sport. It's kind of. I mean, you race cars around, and it's like a racing soccer hybrid game.
Well, let's not get into the definition of sport, because it's like, sport can be physical. It's more of a competitive thing. Right?
Okay. So all of the Olympic sports are physical competitive sports, right?
Yes.
Well, actually, some of them aren't head-to-head competition, though, right? Like horseback riding is single.
I don't know if horseback riding is in the Olympics, but I know
equestrian is, yeah.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's this weird it's like a obstacle course for your horse, basically.
Yeah, but
it's weird.
That's not even physical. That's a horse. That's not you.
Well, no. You're on the horse, though. You're riding the horse. There's some physicality to it.
Well, you're in a car. NASCAR is considered a sport, and you're in a car. There's no physicality to that.
But there is no NASCAR in the Olympics, though.
Well, that's because NASCAR is popular here.
I know, yeah, and nowhere else in the world.
Football is not in the Olympics.
You're right. Football is not in the Olympics.
Well, American football is not in the Olympics.
It just look. I'm not trying to be all high horse about it. I honestly don't care that much, but it just feels weird to have this and not have something like hacky sack, right? People have been trying to get hacky sack into the Olympics for the longest. There is some physical skill involved, there's some people that are very good at the art of hacking, and they're like, nope, we're not going to put that in the Olympics. So I don't know.
Well, they're just, I'm sure this is like sort of preliminary talk, because I'm sure the Olympics see that esports is a big thing, right? They're selling out the Staples Center, right?
Right.
So no matter if it's a card game or if it's first person shooter team, head 4v4 or Rocket League,
right?
I'm sure they see the potential to make money and bring more eyeballs to the Olympics.
Oh, sure.
And that's what it's about, right?
Yeah. I mean, you're like trying to stay relevant in this day and age. People will watch.
And people will watch, right? So And there's going to be also featured games in 2022, right? In the Asian game, in the Asian games. So, well, okay. Put it this way. Let me ask you this. Let me twist it on you. If they said, Dave, you pick, what game do you want to see in the Olympics? Which game would you pick?
Like out of like any competitive play. Sport.
Any competitive gameplay, what would you pick?
I don't know.
Besides the obvious, pick something that's not obvious, like not Rocket League, obviously, because I think Rocket League is the game that's going to bring just video games.
I mean, I'd say like from an entertainment standpoint,
eSports thing.
From an entertainment standpoint, I you got to go with the fighting game genre. You got to go fighting game. 100%. Really? You got to go like Street Fighter. Yeah, you got to go like Street Fighter or Soul Calibur or some sort of top tier, finely tuned game that's made for competitive play. You know, all right. I'd say like Street Fighter, yeah.
All right. So I was going to say Street Fighter, but just to be different. I'm going to say first person shooter.
Sure.
I'm going to say Halo.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they actually like Halo 5 is very very geared towards esports.
And this is why I say
competitive play.
And this is why I say Halo, cuz if it's aliens, right? Like it's not like you're I mean you are shooting sort of like people, but it's like aliens. So it's not that broader appeal of it's just aliens. You're shooting aliens, like shooting monsters. It's not like human very human, like it's not like Call of Duty.
Right.
So I would say Halo, but Street Fighter is a great answer. I think Street Fighter can go sort of. I would pick that because that's something that people play all around the world.
So here's what I want to know. I was actually just thinking about this as we were talking about this thing, right? What happens when they do Mario and Sonic at the Paris Games 2024, and one of the events is Street Fighter 5 or Halo 5 or Halo 6 at that point in time? Are they going to have you sit down and play Street Fighter 5 within Mario and Sonic at the Paris Olympic Games?
Oh, that's 2024. That's an easy question. 2024. They're gonna have Mario sit on one side, and he's gonna pick Ryu. And they're gonna have Sonic on the other side, and he's gonna pick Blanca because he can relate to him. He's just like, I understand being a different color in a human world, and they're gonna go head to head.
But how do you?
And Mario's gonna win.
How do you simulate a game, which is simulating a game?
Oh, it'll just be in the background. You'll see them playing Street Fighter.
Oh, jeez.
While they're playing badminton. That's what it'd be. So, all right. Enough about that. Let's get into our convo of the week. We both have a bone to pick with limited run. This is our limited run rant.
We do. We're gonna try and keep it civil, because we do love limited run.
I love limited run. Listen, limited run knows I love them.
Yeah, listen, you have most of their collection.
I definitely have it. I have half or more than half of the games they put out. I mean, look, even when just the last PAX East, the first thing I did, I said I don't care about anything at PAX East. The first thing I did was go to limited run. I went to their booth and I said, "This is all the games I don't have. What do you have in stock?"
You did. You dropped a lot of money, and I dropped
at least $300-$400 at that booth. I was like, I want most of everything you have. And then I came back the next day when they told me they didn't have certain things. I came back the next day, miraculously, they had some of those stuff they said they didn't have the day before. I went there every day. I was like, listen, you don't understand. I love what you guys do, and I want games that. Some games are just digital that I want to have a physical copy of.
Right. And what's
like Shadow Complex.
Right. And so let's go ahead and take it a step back for people who don't know. Limited Run started a couple of years ago. I don't know. They have.
And I'm so mad I was late to the party on that. I got to be honest. I was.
So what they do is they basically take digital versions of games that don't have a physical release and put them out. Typically, it's just like PS Vita and PS4, right?
It's PS4. It's definitely PlayStation exclusive, but PS4.
Right.
a PS Vita, and recently they've been releasing PC games.
Right. For which, the latest thing I did was Night Trap. And, that's where we have a little bit of controversy with them because they only put out a couple thousand copies of each game, right? It's a very small batch. When they're done, and that's it, right? And the games typically sell out fairly quickly. If not in the first day, usually a couple days out, and then they'll be gone, right?
Normally, if it's a hot game, they sell out in minutes.
Right. Which is the case with Night Trap, right? And they started to do. I guess maybe they've been doing this for a while. They do a morning sale at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard, and they do a 6 o'clock evening sale. And so they'll do
just
like
for
half
both
and
coasts.
half. Right.
Yeah, for both coasts.
So everybody can get a fair share, which is great. The problem is, a lot of people were complaining, and I think you had this issue too, that you'd have an item in your cart, you were trying to go check out, and by the time you clicked buy, it was already gone. They were already all sold out.
Well, here's my rant, okay? Because I love Limited Run, and every time I go to Limited Run, I usually get what I want. I've never missed a Limited Run sale like that I actually wanted. I wanted that game, right? So it's so frustrating because I missed the morning sale because I had work, I had an issue at work, and I was like, you know what? I'll get it at 6 o'clock. And we've been talking about Night Trap for like months. Like, I mean, I don't know if we've talked about it on the show, but we've definitely talked about Night Trap. While we're playing the division, that we're going to buy it.
Yeah, I mean, like I know it's definitely come up, and they've been hyping it up for a while. So everybody was on this.
So I got to be honest. At 5:59, I totally forgot. I totally forgot. I had a long day at work, and I was watching YouTube, and they said something about Limited Run, and literally, it had just turned 6 o'clock. It literally was 5:59, turned 6 when I heard about this, and I was like, the heavens are aligned. I totally forgot. So I opened up my laptop. It was already on, and I'm like, Limited Run, boom, had it in the cart. Went through every prompt because I'm already saved. My information is already saved, right? I just gotta hit PayPal, gotta hit enter. Literally was about to hit checkout, and it was like sold out. I had it in the cart for like literally, I kid you not, 20, 30 seconds. Right. Not even a minute.
And that's just unfair. There should be some sort of cart priority.
And it was like 6:01 maybe.
Right. You were going through the process. It is inhumanly possible to go any faster than you were going trying to put your information in. And you had it all entered already. There needs to be like a 2-3 minute grace window where people can put their info in and purchase the game if it's in the cart. And if they don't do it in time, then it goes back into the pool. Somebody else gets it. And there you go.
It was super frustrating.
Right. So
frustrating that I said, screw this. I'm owning Night Trap. And I paid practically full price for Night Trap on eBay. So I was like, I'm getting Night Trap. I don't care.
Yep. Yeah.
Especially when Dave was
finally went out.
Especially when Dave was like, "Hey, I got Night Trap for PC," and guess what's still available?
Night Trap PC for PC version, yeah. Which is weird because like everyone was jumping over the special edition for PS4, and the two variants and whatnot. And granted, PC one may not look as sexy on the outside, but it's still the same game, So as of this recording, you can still pick up a PC version if you really want the game. I just wanted to have a bit of history. I don't have any Sega CD, 3DO, 32X. I don't have any of those. I wanted to have a copy in my collection. I said, yeah, I'll take the PC version for sure. So, yeah.
I was infuriated. I was furious.
Everybody was online complaining that I had it in my car and I couldn't get it.
I got to be honest. With you. I love Limited Run. I do. I love those guys.
Yeah, we both do.
It's like a handful, not even like 2 or 3 guys working on this, right? And I get it, small team, but they really need to change this to, at least to me, they need to give like a pre-order window, right? Like you have 10 minutes or you have 20 minutes to pre-order, and that's it. And once it's done, it's done. Like no more pre-orders.
So instead of and I think Pat was talking about this too. You're saying that We should do.
Well, they should do.
They should do like a limited number based on the exact number of pre-orders, right? So
Okay.
anybody who wants it.
So no. So this is what they should do, because I literally for like a half a second was like, I'm out. Like I'm done with the limited run guys. Like that's how mad I was. But I was just talking out of anger. I calmed down. I'm going to PAX East next year, and hopefully they'll have a copy, right? I mean, they had Shadow Complex, which they came out 2 years ago, and I got it at PAX East.
Right.
So hopefully they'll have, I'm going straight for them, PAX East. They should have like a pre-order thing. So you come in, you have 2 times that you can pre-order, and you can only pre-order 1 time, right? You can't pre-order more than 1 game.
Right.
And 1 pre-order per customer. And you come in, and they give like a block of time. You have between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock and 10:10, right? A small time frame to pre-order. Once you pre-order, that's it. So what if they get 2,000 pre-orders, right? Then I would produce maybe 2,500 games, because they always leave a certain amount behind for when they go to expos. Right. They need a certain amount they want to sell, on their booths, right, in their expo, because they want to have a presence at these events. So if you have 2,000 pre-orders, make 2,500 games, and then you spread that out throughout all the events each year that you're going to go to.
Right. So instead of just putting out like, okay, we're going to do $3,000, no matter how much people want, this game or not, we're going to have 3,000 copies no matter what, right? For something like Night Trap, if they did that pre-order thing or whatever, they could have gotten 5,000, 10,000. They could have probably gotten like 10,000 pre-orders, and they would have made 10,000, maybe like 11,000 games, right? And then the other 1,000 they save for the cons and the whatnot, which is what they do now too. They take a little bit extra and they like sell them at the cons. I mean, I think that's a great idea, because it's still limited, right? Everybody gets what they want. If you really want the game, you go into this pre-order window for 10 minutes, half hour, whatever it is, and if you don't pre-order it then you have to get it at a con, or then you don't get it.
Yeah, but then that, and to me, that kind of kills the scalpers, right? Because the scalpers know that there's only a limited amount being produced, so they're gonna try to buy as much as they can and then flip it on eBay. Well, of course, right? But at least now, if you have a half an hour window or an hour window, half an hour in the morning, half an hour in the evening, if you're on the East Coast, to pre-order, everybody who wants the game gets to pre-order the game.
Right. Because they're meeting the demand.
Yeah. Right. So that kills those scalpers who are going to try to just pre-order a whole, especially if you can only pre-order 1, they're going to pre-order a game that everyone who wants it is going to buy it. So I don't know. I think that's maybe a better way to meet the demand. Don't be like Nintendo who are fighting over stuff.
I know.
That's just the worst. But with the Switch, I can understand Nintendo's issues with the Switch, with the manufacturing issues, right? The chips and now the screen.
Well, sure. I mean, they're the parts are really hard to get. Yeah.
Don't be a dick like the NES Classic and the Super NES Classic.
Well, right? we'll see how they handle the Super NES Classic, but the NES Classic was handled very, very poorly. Yeah.
Oh, as a side note, it's in stock. Like, it's in stock. You could buy, if you want to buy NES Classic, you could buy it at GameStop with a bundle.
Of course. Of course.
You could buy it. I went into GameStop today, and they said NES Classic bundle is in stock, so you could buy NES Classic with a plushie, with a wireless controller, not made by Nintendo, sure. Third party, and probably like a rewards thing. I don't know. I didn't really care.
How much was it being sold for? That's the question.
Oh, it's how much you can buy NES Classic on eBay for, like $1.50.
Oh, so they have it over the price. Yeah. So, it's the same thing on Newegg too. You can get them on Newegg for like $200 or whatever it is. Yeah, and that's sold like from Newegg.
Yeah, but how crazy is that Nintendo stopped manufacturing this a while ago, and now people miraculously have it in stock.
Yeah, I mean,
they've been holding it. They've been holding it in warehouses. everywhere.
Yeah, it's super shady. Super shady. Not a fan.
That's crazy that they've been holding it back and people like going crazy over this. I
know. All right, that's episode 82 in the books. Again, we want to thank you guys for being fans, for doing all you do and commenting and liking and subscribing and all that. We do definitely appreciate. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Google Plus at Rated G for Gamers. You can always email us at ratedgforgamers@gmail.com. So please like, listen, subscribe, and
as always, keep gaming.